Back in studio with Antoni. My name is Barry from Flooring Africa, and today we are going to just chat very briefly about some of the essential elements that you really need to apply when installing your LVT flooring. Antoni, welcome back to the studio.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Antoni, we're talking about LVT and we're talking about how you need to really apply the right mindset when preparing for an LVT installation with site management, climatization of product.
Yeah, look, just on a general perspective, a lot of companies are manufacturing LVTs. They are coming from all over the world. The Far East, I would still say, is the dominant manufacturing area, and it's probably China, but not only. Europe is making tremendous products. We don't pick up, in our part of the world, we don't pick up too much from the US, but the products that we do pick up are coming from countries which are generally hot and humid.
Yep.
So you bring these products into this country, they're coming on by sea, they're coming in containers, they're hot. They come across, they get put up into storage in this country and all over the place, Durban, Cape Town, and they go inland. And all of a sudden, the humidity drops dramatically.
Yep.
I think you can put the problem, there are three problem areas when you look at LVTs. Basically, they distort, which means they bubble. They expand, normally more in the horizontal than in the transverse, and they shrink. So it's shrinking, expanding, and bubbling. Now, you cannot obviously resolve all of those things simply by laying the tiles correctly, but a ground rule: start by conditioning your tiles.
And so many installers do not condition their tiles.
And it really is a problem. A typical scenario is where somebody will take a tile, well, they have to do a floor, they'll take their stuff onto site because they're under pressure, they've got to get out of there. They'll bring it from their own store, they'll put it on the back of their truck, they'll drive over and they'll put the tiles on there and then. The result of that is that it has had no time at all to condition on that job. If it was possible, they would bring those tiles and lay them out in advance. That is the ideal scenario.
Yep.
Put them on the floor for a day. 48 hours is normally the manufacturer's recommendation.
Absolutely.
And then it immediately gets the feel of that floor, starts to lie flat, and it starts to take the shape of the floor. If you can't do that, at least bring your boxes on site the day before, at least, or a week if you can. Leave them there so that if it's a dry area or a wet area, it will at least get used to the floor.
So you're talking about not just temperature acclimation, you're also talking about humidity acclimation.
Yeah. Humidity is probably the biggest issue. I mentioned to you before about all the plasticizers in these tiles, and there's a variety being used. Some of the old phthalate style, some of them are more sophisticated plasticizers, which are more environmentally friendly. But all of them are what we call hygroscopic, so they're they're sensitive to moisture. Some of them, because of the long route they've taken to get here, have already absorbed the moisture.
So just to clarify, we have a lot of information out in the marketplace where people think that these vinyl floors are waterproof, that they are totally water resistant, and that the moisture shouldn't be a problem. But actually,
yeah, you see, look, they're basically based on PVC, which is plasticized.
Polyvinyl chloride?
Not all of them are. It gets complex. There are other types of polymers used, but mostly they are plasticized. The top grades of LVTs are not based on those two products. They are using a different type of plastic.
Yes.
And those are extremely stable. But the run-of-the-mill product is, yeah, exactly, price. The run-of-the-mill product is based on PVC and
calcium carbonate and the phtalates.
Phthalates.
Phthalates.
That's an easy
that's
word.
the right one. Yeah.
Phthalates. That's an easy word.
So those more middle to lower market, those are the ones that potentially are a little bit more responsive to moisture, either coming out of your slab or the RH, the humidity, or in your cleaning process, which can cause a problem.
So it boils down to three things, as I say: bubbling, expansion, and contraction. If the tile had, for instance, a plasticizer in it, which is hygroscopic and therefore started to absorb moisture,
yes,
that would make it expand.
bigger. Yeah.
If the same tile had a plasticizer that already had moisture because they are hygroscopic,
It came from a humid environment.
came from a humid environment and now came to a less humid environment, it would shrink. That's what's happening. It's a complex field.
It is.
My message is simply, please, if you can, set your tiles down a day before, or at least bring the boxes on site and try to condition them to the environment.
Yeah.
Do not hope that the glue alone will solve the problem, because it won't.
I know, it's like trying to put a Band-Aid onto a bigger problem. The Band-Aid, like, regardless, there's all different types of products out there, but they're not actually going to solve that initial symptom. So I think before we get into really different types of adhesives or cleaning conditions, etc., we really need to pay attention to the products that we are procuring or buying for our projects, making sure that they are the best possible quality that we can afford and that they are going to deliver on the end result. And then paying attention to the fundamentals of proper product acclimation, making sure the site is suitable for the product in hand, and really just foundational principles on good floor understanding and installation technique.
First principle.
First principles. Sure, that's interesting information, Antoni. Thank you so much for sharing, coming through once again.
No,
like these little nuggets of a bit more of like the science behind why we've got all these different results happening within the marketplace and how we can safeguard our investment. If you've got questions for Antoni or myself, please in the comments below, hit the bell, share the love. Otherwise, you can always
Don't forget to subscribe to us.
This is becoming a little bit of a thing. So thank you, Antoni. Yes, don't forget to subscribe. We really appreciate your support. Till next time.